Welcome to the 1099 ETC program. This tutorial demonstrates using e-filing services to e-file the 1042S. To begin, the pair, ABC Payroll, has been created, and the data has been entered for the 1042S. This is the main menu. To continue, select e-filer. This is the e-filer menu. Select e-file services. Now click OK. In order to use the e-file services, you will create an account with a username and password. This information logs you into the third-party system so that you can submit the information for processing. The login information that is entered should be for the user that is submitting the data. All fields in red are required. The others are optional. You can also elect to remember password, so that you will not be prompted to enter it during the e-filing process. Fill out all of the required fields, and click Submit. In a few moments, you will receive a message that the account was created and/or updated successfully. If you receive an error, correct it and resubmit again. Click OK to continue. Once the account is set up, we are ready to e-file. Select Create New Batch. Here are your e-filing options. Select the 1042S form. Then select e-file to the IRS. The summary section will list the various selections made. Click OK. This is the transmitter screen. Select the transmittal type. In the example, it will be original files sent to the IRS. Please refer to the help files for information on the other transmittal types. The transmitter information is optional when using e-file services. You can enter the transmitter information, or click OK to continue. Next, check the pairs that are to be included in the e-file. Multiple pairs can be selected. For the tutorial, select ABC Payroll. Once all pairs are selected, click OK to continue. This prompt will display for each pair. That is why for multiple pairs it is important to answer the prompt for each one correctly. Make sure to select Skip if there is no data for that pair. Otherwise, the process will abort. Click Process. At this point, the forms are being checked for any errors or warnings. Once the records have been checked, the total count of all records to be included will be the last item in the display. For the tutorial, there are 10 records read, 10 records processed and 0 records excluded. If the numbers are not correct, stop and research the reason why there is a difference. For the tutorial, the numbers were correct and there were no warnings or errors. If there are any errors, they must be corrected or the batch will not be created. In most cases, you can still file with warnings. However, you can go back and correct them as well. If you had other pairs to process, select Process More Pairs. This will take you back to the Select Pair screen where you can select other pairs to include in the file. Be very careful when selecting pairs. If you accidentally select one that is already in the batch, the data will be duplicated. For the tutorial, select All Pairs Processed. Click OK. If there are warnings or errors, please view or print the activity output. The report will list the warnings, errors and the record numbers where the errors occurred. That information is used to correct the records in the W-2 or 1099 forms filer. At this point, the 1099s have been processed and will be submitted to the third-party vendor. First, the forms will be checked for errors. Click Quit to continue. The data is ready to submit to the third-party vendor. The amount of time that it takes will depend on the number of forms and your internet connection. Click Start. If any errors are found, you will get this message. The e-filing process is aborted when errors are found. You will need to correct any errors found at this point. To view the errors, click OK. This is the error screen. The errors will be listed at the bottom. In this example, the payer is missing a phone number. You will need to quit the e-filer at this time, and go into the W-2 and 1099 forms filer and enter the payer's phone number on the 1099 form. Then restart the e-filing process again. Close the error screen. When there are no errors, the forms will be assigned a batch ID, in this case, 1409809. The status is unpaid. At this point, the third-party vendor has the forms, but until the batch is paid for, it is not sent to the IRS. To pay for the batch, check the box beside the batch number. Click Pay selected batches. If the batch is ready to be processed, confirm that the batch number is correct. Once Yes is clicked, the batch cannot be cancelled. Click Yes to continue. If the payment information has not been set up, the credit card information will need to be set up on a secure website. Click Add Card. You will be directed to a secure website to set up the credit card information. Enter the information and click Submit. When the credit card information has been added, click OK. Select the credit card. If you have a prepaid account, select Prepaid Account and enter the account number. Click OK. At this point, the third-party vendor has received and accepted the payment information. Click OK. Once the payment is accepted, the status for the batch will become paid and the itemized status will now include invoice paid. The paid status indicates that the third-party vendor is processing the batch to submit to the IRS. There are several steps during the batch processing. The number of steps depends on the e-file service selected. Batch processing could be completed in a day, or may take several weeks to complete. In order to update the status of the batch, click on the batch ID. For e-filing to the IRS or SSA, after invoice paid, the next status is filing queued, and then filing complete. Filing complete indicates that the IRS has the batch but the batch has not been processed yet. Filing accepted means that the IRS has processed the batch, and they have accepted them. The batch processing is now complete. That ends the 1042 SE filing services process. For further questions, please review the frequently asked questions on our website. Technical support can be reached by email, fax, chat or phone. Thank you for using the 1099 etc. program. Have a great day.